Right when Wonka was first announced, my main question for it was, is this movie actually going to make sense as a prequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Or could this movie even actually make more sense as a prequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Where does this movie fit and more after this subliminal message? First things first, the candies all are similar to the first movie of Willy Wonka, having hover chocks which could later be refined into the fizzy lifting drinks. Turning bugs into candy, kinda ew. It used to take 20 minutes to float, but with it being made more concentrated to the drinks, has made it happen in like a couple of seconds. Everlasting gobstoppers are also in the movie, but that's in every single movie. But there are also candies that can change people's color, just like Violet's 3-course meal gum that turned her into a big old blueberry. And of course, just general chocolate from this mad chocolatier. Though there are a lot of candy types entirely only in this movie, mostly in the form of chocolate, so maybe when he built his big old factory, it could be that leaning into capitalism reduces the imaginative variations into the non-magical affecting type chocolate we see in the movie. But that's a little bit loosey-goosey. Something that could prove these movies being even more connected is the Oompas. The way that Oompa Loomas are done should be proof enough that old Charlie Wonka isn't the same. Given Charlie Wonka gives a whole flashback scene discussing how the past that they met, being an adventure with Wonka that can somehow instantly communicate with these Oompa Loompas who speak a different language, unlike in Wonka, where they speak as perfect English as British could be, even with Willy reacting with the Oompa what now? upon their first meeting.
For an Oompa Loompa.
An Oompa what now?
What now? With his meeting being way after his journey to the wilds for chocolate. And even though Oompa Loompas are looking very similar to the Willy and Factory movies version of Oompa Loompas, with their green colored hair and orange skin, instead of Charlie Wonka, which has clones of just the one guy. Somebody who's stupid may say,
Slugworth was completely different. He's not the same man whatsoever.
if you paid attention to the original movie, they say about him actually being Mr. Wilkinson, with Slugworth being a rival of Wonka and being owner of Slugworth Chocolate Incorporated, with Wilkinson being actually hired by Willy, which is some poetic irony to him being so viciously rude to him in Wonka. But to truly understand who this Wonka is most like, we need to understand who Mr. Wonka even is in the first place. In the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Wonka keeps himself as a bit of a mystery since his very first scene of trickery.
This guy's not actually in bed. I thought that guy was in bed.
But with the context clues of how he locked himself away from the world and wanted to teach bad children lessons because of how the world is, Wonka is a very depressed man after seeing how terrible and selfish the world is. You may say,
That doesn't sound like Wonka's Wonka. He's all whimsical and not dissociative or depressed at all.
which first of all, you need to open your mouth a bit, you're mumbling. And second of all, that doesn't mean he wasn't always this way. I believe that he used to be this go-lucky chocolatier in Wonka who wanted to bring his magic and wonder to the world. But after the years, he realized the only world he can make pure is one of his own. Wonka secluded himself in this pure world without all these terrible people being able to influence it. Wonka is when he truly believed he can make the world of his imagination. Before it, reality comes crashing down, resulting in the Willy Wonka the very first movie. Wonka is him in his most whimsical, before he gets cynical, which is why the movie is so pure and light for most of its runtime, while Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory has themes and scenes of spooky horror throughout, and with Willy's general detachment from the screams and upset of those around him.
Hey! Don't just stand there, do something!
Help. Please.
Away from that thing!
Stop, don't come back. Stop, don't.
You know, all this makes me think there might be something more going on with Wonka. We know that may be why he's like that, by being changed by the world. But why did he do that to those kids? To teach them a lesson? To make them act better? If he wants to change the world, why would he do that only to these kids? That's not going to change the entire world, is it? And how does this relate to Charlie being the owner of the infamous Chocolate Factory? There's a web of conspiracy going on here that I need to solve. Won't you join me on this journey, old friend, as we travel through this world of attempting knowing? However far I have no know, but the truth, only the truth, I'll try of showing. I'll see you as a prequel to Willy Wonka.